If I'm looking specifically at this game, make sure that
as it comes wide and the cross in, DK was there! Daryl DK, first goal since August for the potential rookie of the year. And Orlando able to make all that possession pay.
And for Orlando City opening the game off, it's an excellent turn from Pereira. They get the ball out to that far right-hand side, and then DK, he's just hanging out right now. He simply beats Aaron Long, who overplays this. Comes too near, DK gets up. It's a free header then from 6 yards. He does well just to settle himself and head this one into the back of the net. His first goal, scoreless in September. It scored last against Nashville back in August.
White tried to keep it in. Miller now trying to send it out. DK for Mueller. Below trying to step up and couldn't. Long ball up ahead. Junior Urso, last man back. Ponton. Junior Urso leaves him in his wake and he scores! One end of the field to the other in 6. And Orlando City have doubled their lead.
Here, and it's Orlando City in transition, and this has been a staple of their play all season long. Great movement by Mueller there. You see him recognize where the space is, and then the strength and the awareness for the pass. And then, oh, by the way, how about that for strength from Junior Urso? Sends him to the deck, sends Pendant down, and then settles himself, waits for Jensen to go down early, and just slots it right down the middle of the goal. Great goal for Orlando City. They've been looking for that second one. They missed the chance in the first half through Mueller. You look at some of the guys that have been capped over the past year, and I know that's in a lot of friendlies and a lot of games in Nations League, and it doesn't have the same stakes as a World Cup qualifier would have.
Away by Orlando. Velo trying to return. Velo got there. It bounced off Daniel Royer. That came out of absolute nowhere, but that's exactly what the New York Red Bulls do, and they're right back in this game.
Miller with just a really poor, careless clearance, just to no one, and it ends up at the foot of Valo. He picks it up. It's a little 1-2, and it's in the back of the net. I mean, for Miller just to clear that into the middle of the field. And Royer, how about that for an assist? Off his thigh? I'm not sure he knows anything about it.
And Smith clear into the space. Benji Michel running forward. David Jensen coming all the way out to deal with it. Is there time enough for another attack as it's clipped forward? Is there an empty net behind Jensen? Antonio Carlos for Nani. Nani, what's he going to do? Michel making the run. Benji Michel, can he slam the door shut instead of pass? And it's touched in the net. Antonio Carlos on his return from injury. And Orlando leaves it late. No, it's not going to count. The offside flag was up. You can try to see in the cut the grass there.
I mean, it looks onside. I mean, and then this one, there's not even a question. So
DC United, they've only scored 1 goal all season before the 59th minute. So maybe you're spot on in terms of stats. This could be the perfect opponent to bounce back. Decent delivery inside. It's a great ball and a spectacular start for Atlanta United. 4th minute, John Gallagher again.
John Gallagher, you get a great touch from Adam John. You also have a nice outlet pass from Emerson Hyman, but look at this placement. And you have John Gallagher, who's pinched in already and can make this diagonal run. He starts to come inside, starts to cut inside. He sees the space, sees the lane, beats Adoy Acham, gets a great touch on the ball. It's in the back of the net. 1-0 Atlanta United. What a delivery from Brooks Lennon. Just that delicate touch, nestling in the back of the net.
This one could fall for Brooks Lennon. It falls kindly. Lennon with the strike. Oh! A rasper for Brooks Lennon. Atlanta United on the double in DC. And it's left-footed Brooks Lennon with the second goal.
Smashes this. I was getting ready to put a little bit of just of a question mark into Georgie Bello for coming around back the outside, but Brooks Lennon latches onto a miscleared ball from Mora and strokes this past Bill Hamid. Great touch inside, has full belief in his left foot, puts no bend or swerve on this whatsoever. That could go on for another 30 yards past the net.
Beautiful combination play. Gallagher to Jan. Excellent from Atlanta United. In for Gallagher once more. Oh, what a goal! What a goal! Atlanta United tearing DC apart on their own turf, and it's Gallagher on the double.
Atlanta United in quite some time. A couple bodies here. You see Emerson Hyman, who has been further up the field all game long. A great little touch. Hyman continues his run, and look at that. Lovely little touch. Emerson Hyman in for Gallagher, who finds Adam John back to Hyman, and Gallagher finishing that off. Fantastic interchange, phenomenal movement from Hyman, and emphatic finish from John Gallagher. 3-0 Atlanta United. You see just the defensive effort to break out into that transition. Not as sharp as you want from John Gallagher, but 3-4 bodies there committed into the attack on the break.
Lennon, another tasty delivery, another goal! A breakout performance for Atlanta United in the nation's capital, and it's Adam John that puts the fourth on the board.
Pile them on pillow feet. Brooks Lennon strides into this space, but we've talked about this all game long. How do you have that much time to pick your head up, especially for Brooks Lennon? This is easy pickings. Adam John does everything right here, gets himself behind Briant. The delivery from Brooks Lennon sees Adam John just sitting, holding and waiting for this to land on the top of his head, but does the right thing in putting this down to the ground to the keeper.
Dangerous pass from Clement Diop. Beric onside. Beric turns and hits, and Beric scores! And Robert Beric already etching his name into fire history. It's 5 goals in 5 games, tied David Accam from 2017, and it's 1-0 to the Fire.
Clement Diop, I always look for that one play in the game where he gives a ball away or makes a play. This time, it ends up at the feet of Georgi Mihailovic. A simple ball into Beric. And for a man that's on fire right now, that's a pretty simple finish to the far post. Clement Diop with a poor pass out of the back here. Georgi Mihailovic pounces on it, and Robert Beric does what he's done now 5 games in a row, and that's find the back of the net.
Bojan, 1v1 with Sekulic. Bojan cuts in, now puts one on frame. Shuttleworth spills it, and the follow-up is there for Montreal. And we're all square at 1. It's Lapalainen. Dipping and swerving strike from Bojan that Shuttleworth cannot hold on to. And it's easy enough for Lapalainen, 1-1.
Transition going here, then the ball from Piet out wide, and now you're 1v1 with the best attacking player they have in Bojan. Gets to the top of your box, see a little knuckle there. Bobby Shuttleworth leaves the rebound in a poor spot here. There you see the knuckle, and you see the swerve on that one to Bobby Shuttleworth's right. Would have done better, obviously, to push it out wide, and Lapalainen the first to react to it. A little chip over Bobby Shuttleworth, easy finish.
Broguillard, thumping shot, and it's Urruti! A more than fortuitous bounce for Montreal, and Maxi Urruti, the beneficiary, and Montreal out of absolutely nothing take a 2-1 lead.
This is an example of it. Broguillard gets forward here for really the first time dangerously in the second half. He's going for a shot. Not much Pineda can do here. He's got a mark here, maybe stick a leg out, but this is a gratuitous bounce to Maxi Urruti, who has been virtually invisible. Look at all the white jerseys getting back. There is a player at the back post, Lapalainen, but that little touch ends up in the back of the net. And now the Fire have some work to do to get back into this one.
Aliseda. Back in. Over the head of Sekulic. Falls perfectly for Medran. That's a good ball. Diop off his line, and it's Calvo! And the Fire level at 2. 18 minutes remaining.
Starts with Aliseda. Sekulic with a dummy there. Lets it go to Medran, and Diop once again doesn't get enough of this one. He won't be happy with that effort. Everyone in blue jerseys kind of standing around here. Francisco Calvo, it falls to him and cushions it into the back of the net here. His first goal of the season.
4 minutes played as Mavinga heads it forward to halfway, but it comes back through Sergio Santos here. Gonzalez battling, Santos has it, chips it in, and Philadelphia have the lead inside 5 minutes at Rentschler Field. Sergio Santos with his third of the season.
A terrific season. He's fitter than he ever has been, and he has this pace to just bust past Gonzalez, wins that little duel, and then the deft touch to just scoop it over Quinton Westberg. That's a mistake from Gonzalez, but what a brilliant finish from Sergio Santos. Just gets his left foot under the ball. Just
Brendan Aronson's brother scored an Olympico in midweek for the Union's USL team, as they had an average age of 17 and every player came through their academy that played that game. Gallagher's ball in, Akinola with a header, and it's tied. Wonderful ball in from the left side from Gallagher, and Ayo Akinola heads it home just before the hour mark for his team-leading 7th goal of the season.
into the box, this is from Tony Gallagher. High and wide, great ball. Asked them to step onto it and look about that for a delivery.
Mavinga joining the attack now as well. Piatti's outswinger. Mavinga got ahead to it. Pozuelo! TFC have the lead with 15 minutes left to play. And it is Alejandro Pozuelo adding another goal to his tally.
And the Union have paid the price. Flick on from Mavinga. Look at the space that Pozuelo has. But I have to say, even with that space, it's not an easy chance. He's got time to think, what is he going to do? He has to generate a bit of power. There's not a great deal of pace on the ball, and it's just a perfect connection and a terrific header from Alejandro Pozuelo. Blake scurrying across, he can't get there in time, into the back of the net from TFC's talisman.
Donald Quintero is... Sporting Kansas City are allowing him to cut in a little bit too easily right now.
Good ball through to Polito. Alan Polito in the penalty area, and he puts it away! That is why Sporting Kansas City were so eager to have Alan Polito back. And that's why the Mexican national team want him as well.
Doesn't matter if he's on an island, but look at this ball from Gianluca Busio. Perfect weight. Alan Polito turns Kiki Struna inside and out. Good finish there. Alan Polito can go up against 3 Houston Dynamo players. They still aren't going to stop him. Great to have him back. That's the type of difference that Alan Polito can bring to this Sporting Kansas City side. And Nate, what a ball, though, from Gianluca Busio as well.
Espinoza. Sporting chance to get some numbers forward here. Roger picks out Busio. Now to Polito. Polito makes it 2-0. For the second time tonight, it's Busio to Polito. And Sporting Kansas City have doubled their advantage.
This whole play, Roger Espinoza does a great job. Good run from Polito. What a perfect little ball. And this finish from Polito is just ridiculous. Again, sliding, chipping it over, or it's back into that corner. That is a great counterattack goal. And it starts to, even earlier, Busio playing Roger and joining. That is a great, great goal from Alan Polito, and Sporting Kansas play just knocks that one out.
And this one is not at home by Sam Junka. And it's 2-1, and it's game on in Houston. First goal for the 23-year-old, making just his 3rd appearance for the Dynamo.
Let's see what happened here. Just sneaks in there right in between Kyrie Shelton and Puncic. Tamilia's kind of caught in between 2 minds. Can't get to that ball anyways, but good finish, really fortunate there.
Shake up of the creative forces for Inter Miami. You have the 2 hunters out there looking for the ball, but you've got 3 good quality players.
Long diagonal by Ring. Robles is there, and it's the back of the net as New York City FC get another early goal 4 minutes in. The visitors take the lead. It was a brilliant ball out of the back, and Robles beaten from point blank.
Let's take a look. Ooh.
Onside.
Yeah, it looked as if he was definitely a half a step behind the line. What do you think, Keelan?
Yeah, he looks onside to me, but this is what happens when it's early on in the game, 3 minutes in. When your back line gets caught sleeping, it's this secondary run that comes from deep that beats the back four.
The Paraguayan international, but they've been pretty much kept quiet here. Look out.
One back by Will Trapp. He's got Matuidi alongside. Leading Matuidi to the edge of the box. Swinging for Ulloa. Ulloa on his right to Morgan. Morgan has buried it for the equalizer.
And this should get Diego Alonso jumping up and down like a cheerleader on a trampoline. This is quality football, people. This is wonderful movement, and the accuracy of the passing is spellbinding. Kaleidoscope of everything that's good. Led by Will Trapp. Beautiful ball cut across, and here the little soft as a mother's kiss touch off for Morgan, and he adjusts, he calibrates, he recalibrates, he lights the blue touch paper and bullets the blue sky again.
York City team is playing a 4-3-3. That's where your space is.
Ball played wide to Tinnerholm. Miami still retreating. Tinnerholm has a goal himself, had given too much space, takes advantage. City back into the lead, and it's the right back, Anton Tinnerholm, getting forward with his 4th goal of the campaign.
Tweedy or Trapp, that's their territory in many ways, and somebody let him off of the hook. And you look at this, it's an absolute thunderbolt that Robles has got no chance to stretch and get. Look at the amount of space and time. It's a wonderful finish. You cannot take anything away from Big Anton, the Swedish international.
Defensive midfielder slash center back Christian Makun.
Nicely.
And for Gonzalo on the near side, it's Higuain trying to dance his way through. Morgan! Top corner! And he's got 2 on the night!
Higuain drops and Morgan rolls. And this combination here, better than Lennon and McCartney. From Lewis Morgan, Gonzalo holds, hesitates, and then it's a red carpet pass, but it is a catapult that bursts a net and bursts the hearts of anybody that loves football. That is an absolutely world-class finish. And Gonzalo, it's as if he scored it, but that is golazo.
Dropped into the 6, punched away by Johnson. And look out, it's Mitrita now on the break, and he's got numbers in support as Miami scrambles back. It's De La Garza giving chase. Mitrita on his right, Mitrita looking for an opening. Deflected, and deflection takes it in. And New York City are again in front.
So often the vulnerabilities occur on your most offensive player into Miami. It's a jailbreak, and it's led by Mitrita, but Lady Luck is wearing the black shirt here tonight, and she flutters her big black eyelashes at New York City and Mitrita, because this one takes a wicked deflection. Full credit to them, because it's wonderful skill on the ball, tremendous pace that he shows.
It's Kai Kamara who scores! There's your man, your striker, your number 9, your piece to the puzzle. And Kai Kamara makes it 130 goals and counting in Major League Soccer as Minnesota United lead here by 1-0.
And win the penalty to win the foul. Kai Kamara hits it with the inside of the right foot, nearly down the middle. As Teton goes to his left, tries to go to the right direction.
Fortuitously finding Chase Gasper, and Minnesota can clear their lines. Reynoso finds Molino ahead here. It's Kevin Molino in on goal. He scores! Brilliant! Minnesota United in a nutshell.
Tight schedule, perfectly weighted pass. Emmanuel Reynoso, the run off the left shoulder. Kevin Molino, this is textbook. Doesn't try to power it home, right for the legs of Teton. Passes it into the back post. Side netting. Look at him coming off his line. He's trying to read it. He sees where his near post is. And Kevin Molino reads it all the way, right through the legs. Passes it right through the wickets. And 2-0 Minnesota United. Kendall Waston almost looked like he got caught trying to turn around and direct traffic, meaning who's marking who on the backside.
I wonder if Jossie Zardes might be the next guy to reach 100. Diego Valeri's in that conversation. Here comes a cross from Pico, looking for Barrios, and Barrios heads it home!
We said earlier tonight he was looking for his first goal in 2020, and there she is. On the beauty of the cross, a header by Barrios has given Dallas a 1-0 lead.
And you said it, that is a beauty of a cross.
Inch perfect, baby.
That is Fafo Pico on the other side of the field as they've switched sides momentarily. Look, I know Michael Barrios isn't generally somebody you think of as a threat with his head, but you leave him that open on the backside. Cincinnati, Chicago, and Nashville, not some of the better teams in the East.
Here's Harrison, awful, rolls across in, opportunity, back post, curled right in, and Columbus early on in the second half has a Yunus Mokhtar equalizer. There were all kinds of options when that cross came into the box from Harrison, awful. And the player to get on the end of it eventually is Yunus Mokhtar with his 3rd goal of the year, and he makes it a 1-1 game.
If you look at the breakdown of goals, the first 15 minutes after the break, this is when Columbus is most dangerous. But look, I don't know what it is about that spot right there. That's where Michael Barrios was left totally unmarked. And this time it's Yunus Mokhtar, FC Dallas, just not really getting the marking and the communication right.
Yunus Mokhtar with his 3rd goal of the year, and he makes it a 1-1 game.
If you look at the breakdown of goals, the first 15 minutes after the break, this is when Columbus is most dangerous. But look, I don't know what it is about that spot right there. That's where Michael Barrios was left totally unmarked. And this time it's Yunus Mokhtar, FC Dallas, just not really getting the marking and the communication right.
Harrison awful with the foul. Michael Barrios, the player, fouled. Reto Ziegler with the chance to restore the FC Dallas lead, which he does! Eloy Room guessed the right way, but it's tucked into the corner by Reto Ziegler, and the masterclass continues by Reto Ziegler over 3 seasons with FC Dallas of how to take a penalty.
You wonder if that was going to distract him, all the mess and the nonsense from Eloy Room, but Reto Ziegler, we know he's all business. He's got that cold-blooded Swiss persona. And a lot of appearances in that time.
Yep, over 115 in his career. And the bulk of those with LA. But here he is, flashing that pace, got to the byline, cut back ball, and it's 2-2. And it's Pedro Santos, and Boateng has an immediate impact, and Pedro Santos has scored.
Well, of course, as we come into this match talking about 2 good defenses, what's going to happen? It's going to turn into a shootout. 2-2 in the 60th minute, a little more.
Milton Valenzuela into space to Boateng, went off Zardes, and then no one picked up the run from Pedro Santos.
Talking about 2 good defenses, what's going to happen? It's going to turn into a shootout. 2-2 in the 60th minute, a little more.
Milton Valenzuela into space to Boateng, went off Zardes, and then no one picked up the run from Pedro Santos.
And there's that statistic. And that's a very Marc Dos Santos statistic. The pragmatic, keep them close and then hit them in the second half. But they have to do some defending now with Roldan looking towards the back post. Half clear, danger not over. João Paulo's going to line one up. It's a great goal. The Brazilian from range outside the penalty area, and with his right foot strokes it past Brian Meredith. Sounders 1, Whitecaps 0.
And everything we spoke about João Paulo and KJ spoke about at the half comes to fruition there with a terrific strike. Another piece of ammunition in his locker. Turf cutter along the ground. No Whitecap quick enough to close it down. Rose and Milinkovic closest there, but lots of space to pick out the far post with lots of venom behind. Of ammunition in his locker. Turf cutter along the ground. No Whitecap quick enough to close it down. Rose and Milinkovic closest there, but lots of space to pick out the far post with lots of venom behind that as well. Brian Meredith dives to his right but can't get fingers to it. And you have to say the Sounders with the deserved lead here after carrying the run of play in the first half. Can the keeper do a little bit better there? He's close to it. But as I say, lots of sting. Lucas Cavallini just trying to do what they brought him in for, which is to be aggressive from the front. But he's got to pick his times to do it and do it in the proper fashion.
Svensson Roldan. Pinged across, and that is a very fortuitous deflection straight to Raul Ruidiaz. Strike up the band again. It's the Sounders 2, Whitecaps 0.
Yeah, I'm afraid that the goalkeeper doesn't cover himself in glory here either. He plays it as it is going to come out towards the middle of the 6-yard box and elects to dive for it, and it doesn't get near it. And I think he needs to get a piece of that. And he only gets the slightest of touches. It hits Godoy, who's just stood still there. Very unfortunate for the near it. And I think he needs to get a piece of that. And he only gets the slightest of touches. Right arm.
Morris got his back on it, and Ruidiaz there to tuck it home in the 6-yard box. Morris got to it first, and this time Ruidiaz does convert. It is his goal, and it's goal number 9 on the season and 30 in Rave Green, and suddenly it's a rout. Seattle 3, Whitecaps 0.
And more defensive woes for the Whitecaps on defensive corner kicks. We saw this mirror image of a goal, the 3rd goal for the Sounders in Orlando. The flick on, it looks like off the back of Jordan Morris as he's able to get up above Ali Adnan, and then Ruidiaz is on the 3rd goal for the Sounders in Orlando. The flick on, it looks like off the back of Jordan Morris as he's able to get up above Ali Adnan, and then Ruidiaz is unmarked, and you cannot allow him that type of space. He's going to nod home from a yard all day long. It's an easy goal for the Peruvian.
Freddie Montero, who at least gets the Whitecaps a chance to go on the board, and he puts the Panenka straight down the middle. And Freddie Montero against his old team, which he's wont to do, not down to 10 men.
And it's a well-taken Panenka. That's how you hit them. And in a 3-0 game.
Pass intended for Leggett was deflected. And now some trouble here for the Earthquakes. Getting in deep. The cross. This is Chicharito off the post and in. Looked like Sebastian Leggett following it. And it's 1-0 Galaxy. 4th minute in. Cleaning up and putting the Galaxy on top.
Well, this is what the LA Galaxy do well. Their best players are doing what they do the best. You see Christian Pavon taking the touch inside. You see Chicharito, who's been not very crisp in front of goal. He's been there, and he is now getting on the end of this one. It comes off of the post, and then Sebastian Leggett doing what he has done so consistently for the LA Galaxy.
Jackson playing across for Espinoza. Nick Lima turning the corner. There's the cross. Dropping for Lopez. Lopez going to put a drive on. Oh, wow! What a rocket from Marcos Lopez. Goal, San Jose.
My. How about that touch by Nick Lima? And then look at the first touch by Marcos Lopez. He sets himself up perfectly. He comes across this ball. He puts the exact spin on it he needs. It fades right beyond David Bingham into the side netting, right back to left back. What a dream finish from the youngster, sending numbers forward from the back line. Marcos Lopez.
Let's go, B!
On the right foot, the shot, score!
Off of this penalty, Espinoza just steps up and just buries this one. Pardon me, Rios steps up and buries this one.
Oh, here's a good ball in. Putna 1v1 defending at back post. Off the post, rebound Bradley. Flag stays down. Bradley Wright Phillips.
Why is the line so high? Why is the line so high? And it looked like Herrera kept him on this near side. No immediate pressure on the ball. And that is an extremely high line. Now the question is, Diego Rossi in an offside position when this ball plays across? Is he ahead or behind the ball? Bradley Wright Phillips, it's not going to matter. Quick little ball, spin and play. What a touch from Atuesta. Cifuentes, when he hits it, is Rossi now in front of the play? Or is he behind the ball the entire time? That's what they're going to check right now. Nima Sagafi is going to wait. Alan Chapman tonight is VAR. Oh, and I'll tell you what, he's leaning, but they're going to count it. They're going to say it's good.
Bradley Wright Phillips, his 8th goal of the year. But this game opening up. Here's a ball for Diego Rossi. Holton Rossi. Rossi around Holt and in 2-0. LAFC breaking this game open. 27th minute and it's 2-0. Bradley Wright Phillips first, now Diego Rossi.
Earthquakes the other night, and that was get that all-important second goal. It's just a deep, hopeful ball that allows Diego Rossi to run. And once he runs, he's got the pace, he's got the jump on Eric Holt. And then he's isolated 1v1, and Silva's got a back press. He's got to come cover the shoulder. And the fear is to let him inside, but that little shimmy, that shake and bake. And right there.
Back to Bradley Wright Phillips. He's a magnet for the ball right now. Rodriguez. And it's 3-0. Putna comes out trying to stay big, but Rodriguez lofts it over him, and the chip makes it 3-0 in the 59th minute.
Brian Rodriguez, just his second goal in 20 matches for LAFC. And what a delicate little lift that is from Rodriguez. Good individual effort, gets around Tommy. Tommy goes to the ground, and that just gorgeous little dink right there. Putna tries to stay as big as possible. I think Paulo Ruiz was just shown yellow for his earlier challenge on Rossi in this build-up to this play.
Silva headed down and in! Marcelo Silva pulls one back for RSL, and it's now 3-1 in the 64th minute.
Musovski and Andy Nahar. Marcelo rises up well, great header, and this will be an own goal. As Atuesta turns, he goes to protect his goalkeeper. Cisniega pushes right into his left knee.